The Zodiac Killer emerged seemingly from nowhere, unleashing a wave of terror that gripped California for years. This unidentified man committed brutal murders, taunted law enforcement with cryptic letters and puzzles, then disappeared without a trace. Despite decades of investigation, his true identity remains unknown. What drove this killer to commit such horrific acts? Why did he choose to communicate in codes? And what was the meaning behind his chilling messages? Most importantly, why has he never been caught? Tonight we explore the chilling timeline of his crimes, the complex ciphers that baffled even experts, and the psychological profile of a killer who was as elusive as he was deadly. This is more than a story of murder. It is a dark puzzle that continues to haunt investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. Prepare yourself for the unsettling mystery of the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror began on a cold December night in 1968, near Lake Herman Road in Vallejo, California. Two teenagers, Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday, were shot and killed while parked on a remote road. The crime was brutal and sudden, no witnesses, no clear motive. Just 7 months later, in July 1969, the killer struck again. This time at Blue Rock Springs Park. Michael Mazzot survived the attack, while Darlene Ferrin did not. Mazzot's testimony would become a crucial piece of the puzzle, offering a rare glimpse into the killer's method and demeanor. In September of that same year, the killer's signature cruelty intensified. Near Lake Berryessa, he approached Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard as they picnicked. Wearing a bizarre costume, a hooded mask, and an intimidating symbol emblazoned on his chest, he tied them up before stabbing them repeatedly. Hartnell survived. Shepard would later succumb to her injuries. Just 1 month later, in October 1969, the Zodiac Killer committed his final confirmed murder in San Francisco's Presidio Heights. Taxi driver Paul Stein was shot inside his cab, a stark contrast to the rural settings of previous attacks. This killing marked a chilling escalation, taking place in broad daylight and in a bustling city. Following these attacks, the Zodiac's terror expanded beyond violence. Letters began arriving at local newspapers, filled with cryptic ciphers and chilling threats. The killer demanded his communications be published, threatening more violence if ignored. His game of cat and mouse with the authorities and media had begun. As the timeline unfolds, the killer's methods shifted. His messages grew more cryptic, and his legend only deepened. Each attack left investigators with more questions than answers, fueling a mystery that would endure for generations. One of the most chilling aspects of the Zodiac Killer was his obsession with cryptic messages. Shortly after his attacks began, he started sending letters to local newspapers, each filled with coded ciphers, taunting investigators and the public alike. His first cipher, known as the Z408, contained a bizarre message mixing threats, dark boasts, and eerie symbolism. Amateur and professional cryptographers alike pored over it, until finally, after weeks of relentless work, the code was cracked. It revealed a disturbing glimpse into the killer's mind, a man who relished violence and sought infamy. But the Zodiac did not stop there. He sent multiple other ciphers, including the infamous Z340, which remained unsolved for over 50 years. This cipher was a complex jumble of letters and symbols that defied even the most skilled codebreakers for decades. Recently, breakthroughs in decoding technology and new analysis led to the partial solving of this cipher. Yet many questions remain. Was the Zodiac revealing his identity, or were these puzzles merely a psychological game designed to confuse and terrorize? Beyond the ciphers, his letters included chilling demands, threatening further violence if the media failed to print his messages, and mocking law enforcement's inability to capture him. His communications blurred the lines between confession and manipulation. The Zodiac's codes became an integral part of his legend, embodying the terrifying enigma he crafted. They were not just messages, they were weapons, designed to confuse, intimidate, and enthrall. The mind behind the Zodiac Killer remains one of the most perplexing mysteries in criminal history. Behavioral experts have pieced together a psychological profile that offers chilling insights into what may have driven this elusive murderer. The Zodiac's crimes reveal a man with a complex blend of control, narcissism, and deep-seated rage. His calculated attacks suggest an organized killer, someone who planned meticulously, selected victims deliberately, and controlled the crime scenes with cold precision. Yet his communications betray a craving for attention. The letters and ciphers were designed not just to confuse, but to captivate the public and authorities alike. This need for notoriety points to traits often seen in narcissistic personalities, who derive power from being feared and recognized. The costume worn during the Lake Berryessa attack, hints at theatricality, a desire to craft a persona to terrify beyond the physical violence. This performance extended to his phone calls, where he taunted police and reporters, further feeding his ego. Experts also consider the possibility of antisocial personality disorder, characterized by a lack of empathy, impulsivity, and disregard for social norms. The Zodiac's willingness to kill strangers without remorse aligns with these traits. His choice of victims, often young couples alone at night, reflects a symbolic attack on innocence and love, perhaps revealing deeper psychological wounds or fantasies. Despite these insights, the true motivations remain speculative. Was he driven purely by a desire for chaos, or was there a darker, more personal reason buried beneath the surface? Understanding the Zodiac's psychology helps illuminate the man behind the mask, but leaves many questions unanswered, questions that continue to haunt investigators and true crime enthusiasts. Decades later, the Zodiac Killer's reign of terror was not only marked by brutal crimes, but also by a calculated manipulation of the media. From the very beginning, the killer understood the power of headlines and public fear, and he wielded it with deadly precision. His letters demanded that newspapers publish his messages, threatening further violence if ignored. This tactic forced the media into an uneasy partnership, turning headlines into a weapon of terror. Newspapers across California ran his letters in full, igniting widespread panic. Sensational headlines fed the public's fear, while the Zodiac's cryptic codes fascinated many. His carefully crafted persona became larger than life, part monster, part myth. This media frenzy influenced the investigation itself. Police departments faced intense pressure, often dealing with competing priorities and public outcry. The killer's taunts in print not only mocked law enforcement but also challenged the very notion of control. The ethical dilemma faced by journalists was profound. Publishing the Zodiac's demands risked encouraging his behavior, yet ignoring them might have provoked even more violence. This blurred line between reporting and complicity remains a cautionary tale in true crime journalism. Over time, the Zodiac Killer became a cultural phenomenon. Movies, books, and documentaries capitalized on the story, sometimes glamorizing the killer while overshadowing the victim's suffering. The media's role in amplifying the Zodiac's legend is undeniable. It shaped public perception and ensured the mystery lived on long after the last confirmed attack. The Zodiac Killer's crimes stand out in the annals of true crime, but his methods and motives invite comparison to other infamous serial killers both from his era and beyond. Much like Jack the Ripper, the Zodiac used cryptic messages and left a legacy shrouded in mystery and fear. Both killers terrorized entire cities while evading capture, feeding public panic through chilling anonymity. Closer to home, the Zodiac shares traits with the BTK Killer. Both meticulously planned their crimes and communicated directly with the media to assert control and maintain notoriety. The Son of Sam's spree in New York also reflected a thirst for media attention, echoing the Zodiac's manipulation of headlines and public fear. Yet the Zodiac's use of coded letters set him apart, adding a layer of intellectual challenge to his terror. The Golden State Killer case, solved decades later through genetic genealogy, offers hope that even the most elusive criminals can be brought to justice. His crimes share the chilling hallmark of invading personal spaces, homes, cars, similar to the Zodiac's attacks on couples. Many copycat killers and hoaxes emerged in the wake of the Zodiac's terror, complicating investigations and muddying the true extent of his crimes. Some victims once attributed to him remain unconfirmed, raising the possibility of a broader, darker reach. Speculation also surrounds the Zodiac's background. Some suggest he may have had military or law enforcement experience, given the precision of his crimes and knowledge of forensic countermeasures. Through these comparisons, a complex picture emerges. The Zodiac Killer was part of a grim continuum of violence, but his unique blend of intellect, cruelty, and media savvy created a legacy unlike any other. Decades after the Zodiac Killer's attacks, advances in forensic science have transformed the way cold cases are approached, bringing new hope to the enduring mystery. DNA analysis, once in its infancy during the Zodiac investigations, now offers powerful tools for identifying suspects. Genetic genealogy, a technique that helped solve the Golden State Killer case, allows investigators to trace familial connections through DNA found at crime scenes. Experts have revisited Zodiac's letters and envelopes, searching for biological clues, skin cells, saliva, or fingerprints that modern methods might detect and analyze with far greater precision than ever before. Digital forensics has also expanded the toolkit, enabling researchers to reconstruct voices, analyze handwriting with artificial intelligence, and cross-reference linguistic patterns across letters to profile the killer's identity and origins. Despite these advancements, the Zodiac case remains unsolved, highlighting the killer's ability to remain one step ahead. Ongoing efforts by law enforcement, amateur sleuths, and true crime communities keep the search alive, fueled by the possibility that new evidence or technology could finally unmask the Zodiac. The case serves as a testament to both the limits and promise of modern science in unraveling even the darkest mysteries. More than 50 years have passed since the Zodiac Killer's reign of terror, yet his shadow still looms large over true crime history. His case remains one of the most baffling unsolved mysteries, fueling countless theories ranging from possible suspects within law enforcement and the military to elaborate conspiracies suggesting multiple perpetrators. The Zodiac's legacy is not just about the crimes he committed, but the way he manipulated fear, media, and public fascination, creating a legend that transcends time. He has inspired books, films, documentaries, and an entire subculture of armchair detectives dedicated to cracking his codes and uncovering his identity. But behind the intrigue and speculation lie the victims, lives cut short and families forever changed by a monster who was never brought to justice. The Zodiac Killer's story is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk behind a mask of anonymity, and the enduring human desire to seek truth, justice, and closure. As long as the mystery remains, the Zodiac Killer will continue to haunt the collective conscience, a puzzle waiting for its final piece. The Zodiac Killer remains one of the most chilling and enigmatic figures in criminal history. His brutal crimes, cryptic messages, and elusive identity have captured imaginations for decades, challenging investigators and true crime enthusiasts alike. Though the case remains unsolved, advances in forensic science and the relentless dedication of those seeking answers offer hope that one day the mystery may be solved. Until then, the Zodiac Killer's story stands as a haunting reminder of the dark depths of human nature and the power of fear and obsession. If you found this deep dive into the Zodiac Killer's twisted legacy compelling, make sure to like this video, share it with fellow true crime fans, and leave your theories in the comments below. Your thoughts might just bring us one step closer to the truth. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated on more chilling true crime mysteries delivered right here. Thank you for watching, and stay curious. Stay vigilant.